Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't get much stronger. Man, I've been waiting all night now, that's how long I've been on ya.
What is up, YouTube? Team Charger coming at you live with the 6 Samurai deck profile. As the format progresses, 6 Samurais get better. This deck actually does pretty well against Necros because it has such good access to Beast and Shanna, of course. Shanna now back at 2, of course. So let's get started with the deck profile. Main tuner of the deck, 3 Kagemusha. Pretty much just, the only tuner, it's 1800 defense, and its effect actually isn't that bad. If one of your 6 Samurais is on board and it gets targeted by card effect, you can redirect the effect to Kagemusha. So this card's, it's pretty good. Need to run at 3 because you want to go into a lot of synchros during the game. Next, arguably the best card in the deck, triple Kizan. Pretty much helps spam the field. It's 1800 attack, and it special summons if you already have a 6 Samurai on board. 4-star too, so you can go into your rank 4s. Pretty self-explanatory, actually. Next, we have 2 Kageki. Kageki is 2000 defense, and it helps you go into your plays with Kagemusha. When you normal summon this, you can special summon 1 6 Samurai from your hand. So usually, when I draw into a Rhoda or Smoke Signal, I get this, and maybe even a Kagemusha if I don't already have one, and then normal summon this, special summon Kagemusha, and then go into my Shan or something from there. Lastly, for the doubles, Double Elder. I think this card is pretty necessary to run at 2 because, special summoning is pretty important in this game because it's pretty much just free monsters on board. If anything this deck struggles with is just having a monster on board and not top decking, so this helps with keeping a monster on board. Pretty self-explanatory, actually. For the one-ofs, 1 6 Samurai Nishi. This card has the ability to bounce one of my opponent's monsters once per turn during either player's turns. So that's why it's so good, because once I get this out there, but you do have to banish 2 6 Samurais from grave, so it's pretty good. You also need a 6 Samurai on the field with it, so that's why it's not as versatile. Another one of Zanji. It's the destruction power of the deck. If you have another 6 Samurai on the field and attack one of your opponent's monsters, the monster is automatically destroyed at the end of the damage step. So this is pretty much like a little cataster. Helps go out of the Jinlock, and yeah, it's a pretty good card. 1800 attack, so it's not bad. 1 Grandmaster, of course, can't really run this at 2 because it's condition. But 2100 beat stick, free special summon, free monster on board. That's why you have to run it. Lastly, my personal, little tech card, 1 Hand of the 6 Samurai. People used to run this, but nobody really runs it anymore, and I don't know why. Because if you have another 6 Samurai on the field and you get this out there, you can tribute a 6 Samurai card to pop one of your opponent's monsters. It can even be itself. So, gets out the Jinlock. That's the only reason I really run it. Not actually that bad of a card when you have a lot of monsters on board. So, Hand of the 6 Samurai, you can try it out. It's a pretty good card. Next, we got the spells. Triple 6 Samurai United. It's pretty much the draw power of the deck. It's a +2. Max 2, but every time you summon a 6 Samurai, you get a counter on this, and you can remove a counter to draw a card, but you have to send this to the grave. So I usually get it up to 2 before I discard it. But pretty self-explanatory why that's at 3. It's a really good card. Next, triple reinforcement of the army. Pretty much every card in the deck is a warrior monster. So, Rhoda's a pretty good card in this deck. Usually switch out a Kizan or a Kagemusha or something. It just makes the deck more consistent, which this deck actually struggles with. So, yeah, Rhoda's a pretty good card. Next, the other searcher, Double Shan Smoke Signal. I don't really like to run this at 3 because it's just kind of a bad Rhoda. You can only search out 1 level 3 or lower 6 Samurai monster, so obviously it's not as good as Rhoda, but I still like to run it too because you need to make plays first turn and stuff. So think about bumping this up to 3 actually. It's not a bad card. Now my personal choice, Double Dress. The thing is with this card, a lot of people run Lance in this deck, and I don't see why, because Dress saves your monster from monster effects too. So when you have a Shan on board and you have this set, when they try and like 1-on-1 your Shan, you can dress it, and it pretty much doesn't, go away. So Dress, I feel like it helps keep Shan on board way easier. So Dress, I mean, it's kind of your own choice, but I prefer Dress over Chalice or Lance. Couple more cards. 1 Soul Charge and Raigeki for the 1-ofs. Out to the Jinlock, and Soul Charge actually makes really good plays with this deck. First turn, if I get a Shan out there, I can Soul Charge, pay 2,000, and then go into another Shan. So double Shan's devastating. And then the last 2 spell cards, double Mystical Space Typhoon. Still Clifford players out there, and Mystical Space Typhoon's actually not that bad of a card because it's quick play. So, I mean, I usually side it out, but it's still, you gotta main this card. It's not that bad. Now on to traps. Run kind of a lot of traps. Triple Phoenix Chain. Phoenix Chain works really well in this deck, and if there's one thing that kills 6 Samurais, it's it's monster effects. So Phoenix Chain also stops the attacks, keeps your monsters on board. So yeah, that's why it's necessary. It just helps your monsters stay alive as long as possible, which 6 Samurais all need because their effects require another 6 Samurai monster on the field. Double-edged sword technique. This card is really good with Shan back at 2 because the special summons 2 6 Samurais. They're destroyed at the end of the turn, but it doesn't matter because if you Synchro or XYZ with them, it's pretty good. If you open with this set and Shan on the field, next turn you can get another Shan, or pretty much just whatever you want. Next, Double Mirror Force. This card is it's pretty good against, a lot of matchups. This is good for. It's better than Deep Prism in this format, in my opinion. So you could just pop this on your opponent. It has that surprise factor as well. Not a bad card. I like to run it too. For the 1-ofs, 1 Ring, good card. Vanities, Solemn, Compulse, and Bottomless. These are pretty much the staples. 1-ofs. Just every card here is just pretty much getting rid of those problematic monsters that your opponent gets out on the board. So yeah, these are all pretty self-explanatory. Now onto the extra deck. Shan back at 2. It's good to finally say that. Shan's just negate. It's just absolutely amazing. Cards just it's pretty good against the Necros too, because when they try and get Mirror out there, you can negate. And if you actually have 2 out, that pretty much stops all their plays. So it's pretty good card. Once per turn though, so that's just okay. Also, if you have another 6 Samurai on board with this, and this is destroyed, you can get rid of the other 6 Samurai monster instead. So that's actually pretty helpful. For the rank 5s, the other ones, Beast and Catastor. Beast pretty much negates spell cards, and Catastor pretty much gets out of the Jinlock and high attack monsters. Helps you beat over those like 2,900 attack Valks or whatever you need. And Beast is also really good against Necros because their ritual cards are obviously spells, so Beast isn't that bad against them. It's just keeping the card on board is just the problem. But both pretty good cards at 5. 6 stars, 1 Barkion, and 1 Goyo. Really helpful against the Stellars, and Goyo's just a pretty versatile card. Barkion's obviously negate the trap cards that your opponent plays. It's pretty good, especially good against Stellars. But yeah, and Goyo Guardian, it's better than Barkion, but it doesn't really have any it doesn't really kill any matchups. But yeah, still need to run it. For the 7-star, we run 1 Black Rose Dragon, Destruction ability, and then for the 8-star, Scrap Dragon, Destruction ability as well, but this is more destructive. Scrap Dragon's a little bit better though. it's just when you can get it out, you know. Now to the rank 4s. 1 Ragnar 0. Clipforts are still a thing. Good against Fire Fist as well. Ragnar 0 just too good against attack changing decks. So, very good card. 1 Hero, Champion Excalibur. Card's really good because you can run it in this deck since every card's pretty much a wire, I'm pretty sure. Excalibur's just huge beat stick over Clifford Towers or push for OTKs and stuff. Very good card. 1 Cowboy to push for a game. Put this in attack mode or defense mode, and you know you're pretty much in good shape. Cowboy, I've gone for game a ton of times in defense mode, just 800 to my opponent, and you know for the win. Few staples: 101, Exodon, and Castell. These are the best XYZ monsters out right now. Honor Arc, obviously very devastating to your opponent. Lob their monster and use it as a, you know, material that saves it. Exoton blows up the field and saves you. And Castell's just really versatile against a lot of problematic cards. So, yeah, those are 3 of my favorite cards right there. And then one last card, Wind Up Zen Maids. I feel like you have to play this because you run a whole bunch of 3-stars, such as Elder and Kageki. Let me pull out Kageki. And Kageki. So, a lot of times I actually end up with these on board, 2 rank 3s, and Wind Up Zen Mains actually just, you know, allows you to, it just board presence, and its destruction ability is not bad either. So, that'll do it for the extra deck and the profile. Pretty good deck, pretty consistent, I guess, with the way I run it. Thinking about playing in Asceticism, but, Asceticism, I don't like playing Asceticism like other people because Asceticism is kind of a dead draw. Like, a lot of times you want to draw into a monster, and it's actually pretty expensive. So, if this is a really budget deck, and, like, a lot of people don't like to spend all that money on a, you know, $6, $7 card. But, yeah. Comment, like, subscribe. Also, leave comments below. Tell me what you want to see. Any suggestions to this deck? I'm always looking for suggestions, better ways to play it. Been playing this at locals a lot, and a lot of Necros players at my locals, and this actually has a pretty good matchup against them. So yeah, thanks for watching. Always remember, great to be a charger. Thanks for watching.